One thing so many of you don't know is I lost my mom when she was 39. So clocking 40 means a lot to me. I am so thankful to God for keeping me, preserving my life, and from pulling me from grass to grace. My name is Roslyn Folake Odusonya, born into a Christian family. My father is a knight in the Catholic Church. I'm the first girl. I have 3 elder brothers and 1 younger sister. My mom is late. She passed while I was young. And now I'm married to the best man in the universe, Ayo Odusonya. And I have 2 adorable children, Tishe and Tinokemi Odusonya. I attended several primary schools because we're always moving. I think I attended 4, yes, and one of which I almost got kidnapped. I attended 2 secondary schools. I had to move to the later one after my mom died. People see life differently, but I see life as a gift that I get to open every day. Every day I wake up and I open my eyes. That's another gift for me, to make good use of. And then when I see that I failed, let me use that word failed, that day, I know that God willing, I have another opportunity the next day. My mom was a tourist. Tourism was in her blood. She took us everywhere. We went to Gurara Falls, Erinjesha Waterfalls, all the beaches in Lagos. We went. She loved tourism, and we used to do it. And then the good thing about it was we never used to do it by ourselves. So we had cousins and uncles and aunties. If we were going to the beach, we go like with 4 or 5 cars. So it was. I loved that part of me growing up. Till we lost her and everything changed. When I lost my mom, my younger sister was 9. I was 13 and I became a mother. That's how I can put it, at that age. 26 years after, my father is still single. He never remarried. He said he doesn't want any woman to maltreat his children in his home. And he's still single. But growing up, that part was tough for me. Because I was a teenager. I needed a woman in my life, and you'd be surprised that people we had around us were shielding their children from us because they thought, oh, these ones are loose. There's no mother to control them, So it was a lonely time for me. I was lonely, I was searching, I needed, to have friendship, I needed family, I needed the hugs, but it wasn't there. While I was searching for this for myself, I needed to also take care of my younger sister, And unfortunately, at that point, I don't know if using this word is correct, my dad was almost clueless because my dad had branches of his companies all over Nigeria, and his job used to take him all over and then outside the country. So we're just used to having our mom around. So if my dad coming home was like Christmas, we'll all be happy, oh, daddy's home, 2-3 days, he's out again. So this man had to leave all of that to come and raise 5 children by himself. But I always say it, God showed up. So many times God showed up. Like I said then, we're almost kidnapped. Miraculously, God saved us. We had an accident once, God saved us. God saved me. It was me. It was a funny accident. The car really hit me. I rolled under the car, but I just got my thumbnail healed up. That was the only thing that happened to me. I remembered also going to bury my mom in the east because I'm Igbo. Most people don't know that. And coming back after we buried my mom, well, all on the plane, like 5 of us and my dad, and we almost crashed. They had asked us to take off our jewelry, our belts, our shoes. We had put on our parachutes. People were shouting, looking for a doctor on the plane. It was a pandemonium. That's the only word I can describe it with. And I remember that day, my sister, because she was sitting between myself and my dad, started beating my dad. Because my dad just sat like this and he was just looking. He didn't move, he was just looking. He just went to bury his wife. So I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, if we all go, you know, it was. When we came back home and we did Thanksgiving service, people did not know why we were actually thanking God, you know, for saving us. But I feel nobody wants to lose their mom at the age of 13. But that singular experience shaped me. Losing my mom has made me the person I am today, really. I didn't only lose my mom, I also lost my best friend. Because after all of these years looking for, you know, friendship and, you know, that's having closeness, having this kind of closeness with somebody, up until university, I was still like that. The closest time I got that was when I gave my life to Christ. The period when I was in my 18, 19, I met Pastor Ayo Daniels. He mentored me. For a short while, I gave my life to Christ. I found family in church. My university years, I don't want to say it was uneventful. I went to Delta State University, very far from everybody and anything I was used to. I majored in mass communication and I have a master's in marketing. Then I heard they used to strike a lot, but when I got in there till I finished, not one strike. So I was in and out, and that was it. And then I went for my youth service in Ogun State, which is where I met my husband, Ayo Dusoya. So Ayo Dusoya is, I always tell him, is God's gift to me. Ayo came to me and things changed for me. I come from a very large family and they are not the typical kind of family. If you're marrying him, you're marrying the whole family. You know, so you cannot have a headache and one person will hear, who is that? Where is that headache? Where is it? You know, so Odusonya family was a blessing to me. So I found something I'd wanted a very long time. You know, I could rest when I met him, when I got married to him. You know, I knew that, okay, I found my community, I found a home. And the way the family is, it's not just, they didn't just take me. So it's a mixture of families. This is what marriage should be, really. A mixture of both, a fusion of both families. And that is what it is now, you know. Parents calling parents, family, there's an event, and if my sister is not there, they're wondering, why is she not here? So that's just how it is. And I found a mother in Ayo's mom. And fortunately, we look alike. When we go out, people think she's my mom. You know, she's a very loving woman. I know God has blessed me with a tribe. I found my tribe, I found my community. I have a group of friends that God actually linked us up together. And I've never been so grateful to God. And I always tell them, I don't mind words when it comes. I always tell them that I need you guys in my life. You guys cannot even, you don't know half of it, you know. And maybe when they watch this video, they would understand that my friendship for me is not just partying and, you know, I need people I can be vulnerable with, have deep conversations with, you know, and pray together. And for me, that's what friendship is about. Life has taught me not to waste my pain. I remember when I lost my best friend, her husband we couldn't console him. You know, he was a wreck. Everybody, we tried everything, you know, he was just, let me use the word misbehaving. He just couldn't put himself together. And then I just thought that day, and I thought about it, I was like, maybe I should ask my dad to come and talk to him. For the first time since Brenda passed, Emeka laughed, just talking to my dad. And people were asking, what is he telling him? What is your daddy telling Emeka? And I'm like, nobody knows, but he's laughing. He was, you know, he got up, he walked my dad to the car when he was leaving. And I think that was when that was the first time I felt you can help other people deal with their pain because you've experienced it. You know what it feels like, you know. So I lost my mom, I lost my best friend. Now, you can't invite me to a party. If it's a children's party and you don't say, Folake, only come with your children. I will come with 20 children to your house. That's how I am. I carry, children are always around me. And I believe it's the culture from my mom growing up. She always had, she was open to family. And thank God I picked that part of her. I'm open, I can sleep on the floor, just come. There's no bed, don't worry, we'll manage, just come. That's the kind of person I am. And then also, I've noticed that when I see children that need love and care and that hug, and sometimes you see some children and immediately I can feel that this child needs something. There was a girl that I met recently, and I just noticed that each time I gave this girl a hug, she would hug me longer, so each time I now started calling her my daughter. And then later I found out that she had even lost her mom. So for me, and I always say my own greatest achievement is my home, my family. Keeping a home. And sometimes when I talk to my friends, I always tell them they're lucky. I never had a mother to teach me how to be a woman or what to expect in life. This is what is going to happen when you get married, So I'm learning, well, even they say most people learn on the job. I know some people also get help. But for so many years in my marriage, things will happen. I can't talk to anybody. I just keep quiet. I just used to internalize a lot of things. Not bad things, but sometimes you want to talk and even say, okay, when this happens, what do I do? And then it used to be so, it was strange for me to discuss with my mom-in-law because I'm going to be talking about her son, So for me, we are 13 years now, and for me to be able to keep and hold a home, to me is an achievement. And I just don't have a home. I have a man that loves God. I have children that adore God. When it's time for Bible study, my children are fighting. Okay, let me lead the Bible study. And they are intelligent children, multi-talented children. God has blessed me. So I think to be able to hold that home together for me is an achievement. I want to thank God for this period of my life. We know the COVID and what it did worldwide. And I feel and I commiserate for the family, with the families that, lost people. But for me, I found Christ all over again. I found him all over again in a deeply. I found him as in, my relationship with him is, you can almost cut it with a knife. Now I see him as my father, my friend, my confidant. God speaks as in he reveals things to me in very, very funny ways. People around me know this. I'm talking to you about something and tomorrow, that same thing I've told you, you read it in a book. God speaks to me and I know he's here. Now I understand why I need that relationship, So having that as a background, I believe my next 40 years will just be about giving myself, winning souls for Christ. If you know that you don't want to hear Jesus, don't come near me. Because every conversation I have with you, somehow we'll find a way and link it to Jesus. I'll spread the word as much as I can, and I found Christ. It's as if I've just found a secret. I found a gold mine. It would only be very stingy of me to keep it to myself. Start by thanking God first and foremost, for seeing me through all of these years, for showing up for me. God always shows up for me in mysterious ways. Then I want to thank my father, Chief Linus Uzoma. Daddy, thank you very much, Daddy, for holding on. You left everything. You dropped everything to take care of us. You gave yourself. You're still giving yourself, and you're very selfless. I acknowledge, I appreciate you, even if I don't say it. I'm thanking you today. I want to thank Grandpa and Grandma Odusonya. Thank you for receiving me into your family. You have been a blessing to me in more ways than you can imagine. Then I want to thank Ayo Delemi Odusonya. Thank you for loving me, Ayo. Ayo pampers me like I'm a baby. My friend says, this your husband has spoiled you. I'll go, oh, Ayo, I can't, I don't know where it is. Ayo has gone to do it. Ayo, can you help me buy? Those things that I missed growing up. He's just filled. I know it's only God that can fill the void we have, but Ayo, you tried and you're still trying. God will bless you, and he would continue to bless the works of your hands. You will not suffer. You will not suffer. Everything you lay your hands upon, Ayo, will prosper. My heart blesses you every day. Then thank you, Tishi and Tinukemi, for making me look like a very good mother. You know, I know we have our quarrels, but you know, when I go out and people talk about you, I really feel proud. Continue loving God, you know, and God will continue to love you and show up for you like He's been for me. I also want to thank the whole of the Odusanya family. I can't name them because there are 8 of them. So I'm going to be naming 16 people. You know, thank you for rallying around me. Thank you for loving me. I know you guys are they're putting together a 40th birthday party for me, and I don't have any hands in it. Thank you very much. I love you all. Okpe, Stella, Uzoma, my younger sister, thank you for allowing me to be a mother to you. I know we had our fights, our ups and downs, but I was still learning. I was learning. And now you call me Mama, and each time you call me Mama, I get emotional. Thank you, thank you. I know I didn't get it right. I'm still trying. We're still on a journey, and I know the future holds great things for you and I. Then my brothers, Sheon, Uche, and Buki, they love me in their own different ways. Uche, that's the second one, would always call me and bounce off ideas. You know, we used to do brainstorming a lot. He's the very intelligent one in the family, but each time he calls me and he says, let's discuss it, you know, it just makes me feel like, okay, I'm not that slow, you know. And then my other brother, people think I'm older than him. He's a year older than me. He is the comedian of the family. And saving the best for last, Sheon, I pray you get to see this video. We love you so much. We miss you. We really, really do miss you. I wish. So we miss you a lot, Sheon, and we hope you visit more. And I pray God is with you where you are, and He will also continue to show up for you like He has been showing up for me. Lifted hearts, God bless you all. You know yourselves. I'm not going to call your names. God bless you for me, and God will continue to keep us. Mountain movers, you guys are always the life of the party. Thank God for you in my life. There's always also one person I would like to call Mrs. Adekoya. For a brief moment in my life, she came into my life and she stepped in as a mother. Even though I strayed, I'm sorry, Ma, if you get to see this, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I think about you and I talk about you as more than you can imagine. God will bless you. God will keep you. God will keep Omolola and Dolapo. And someday they will be a blessing to you and your family in Jesus' name. I don't look like what I've been through because God has been good to me. And I thank God every single minute, every single second, every single day that passes by. I want to also thank my mom's siblings, their Denise, for all your love and support all through the years. Please never stop telling us those beautiful and funny stories about mommy and her adventures. I feel closer to her each time I hear them. God bless you all. And a happy 50th birthday again to my dapper and ever young Uncle Lulu. I've got nothing but love for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For those of you that don't know me personally, that some of you complain that I'm too quiet, I'm too laid back, I don't talk a lot. I guess you know why now. This is me celebrating 40 years of God's grace upon my life. I'm a child of grace. I'm celebrating 40 years of divine favor, 40 years of divine protection, 40 years of divine provision, 40 years of laughter, of inner peace, 40 years of everything good that you can think of. This is me and I'm 40.